Hey, welcome. It's Desiree Stafford. Today's scope is about what do you do when you feel like giving up? Okay, so I want to do this scope because, not too many people talk about this, but let's be honest, most people feel this way, especially if you're in the beginning stages of your business. And I don't just mean you just got started yesterday, but I also mean, when you're 2 years in, 3 years in, and you're making some money, but it's not consistent. You've got clients, but they're not really all the clients that you love. So you don't feel like your business is really at a sustainable point. You don't feel that it is exactly where you want it to be. It's kind of there, right? But it's not all the way there. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, because when you're experiencing that, when you're experiencing frustration, when you feel like you've been doing the work and not getting the results that you want to see yet, sometimes there is a slight temptation, especially when, the fears and the doubts and the frustrations continue to mount on each other, that you feel like giving up. So I want to talk to you about how to not do that, because I know that you're here for a reason. I know that you're here to really help people and make a massive impact and obviously make some money for yourself as well. So you can't give up. All right, so we're going to talk about that in today's scope. My name is Desiree Stafford. I am a coach, and I help coaches, consultants, and professional service providers make a lot of money online. Hey, how are you? I'm glad you're here, by the way. So because I do this work and I love what I do, I want to make sure that you stay in the game, even in those moments where it's challenging. And I will tell you, I've been an entrepreneur 10, going on 11 years, in various different businesses. And, there have been rough patches. There have been times where I'm like, really? It'd be much easier to go, work for someone in corporate than to continue to go through all of this stuff. I mean, it's a learning and it's a growing process, no matter what level you're at in your business, by the way. So it's a lot of stuff that we have to deal with as entrepreneurs. It's a big responsibility that we take on, but we also have big dreams at the same time. So we are willing to move through them in order to achieve our big goals. But there are times when you get kind of, tired. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what happens in those moments, or really what I want to talk to you about is how to shift out of those moments so that you can continue to move your business forward faster. So the very first thing that I do is, when I'm feeling, and trust me, I've felt these feelings. My clients have felt these feelings. My mentors have felt these feelings. And they come and they go. And what you really want to do is get your mindset right back on track, right? You want to get yourself back into a positive state. So I'm going to share with you 2 tips to do that, because I think it's really important that you get back to a positive state as quickly as possible. It doesn't mean that you should never feel negative feelings. It doesn't mean that you can't allow yourself to feel whatever emotion is you're feeling at that moment for whatever reason. The point is you don't want to dwell in it, because you don't want to allow yourself to pull yourself out of the game. Now, I will tell you, one of the reasons I became a coach was because many years ago I had a business and I felt like a total failure. My partner and I closed that business, and I felt that at that time, I was not cut out to be an entrepreneur. I didn't think I could do it, because we had been experiencing, and me personally, had been experiencing so many challenges. And they weren't, like right after the other. They were like right on top of the other. And it scared me. It freaked me out. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm doing something wrong. Little did I know at the time that it was just a fallout, right? That I had set myself big goals. I had big aspirations. And when you do that, when you are clear about what it is that you want, there will be some things in your life that need to shift, that need to change in order to allow for you to create space for you to get what it is that you want. And so sometimes when you set a goal in your current business and you're moving along but things aren't moving forward, sometimes it's hard to switch that. Of course it is. That's why I want to give you some tips today, Charlotte. Sometimes you're moving forward and you have this goal. Let's say you have a goal of a 10K month or a 15K month, but everything else is happening but that. And so you might think, well, what is it? Like, I'm doing all of the work, but I'm not getting the result. And sometimes that can, chip away at your confidence. It can chip away at your self-esteem. So that's why I want to share these 2 tips with you. And are there more? Yes. But these are the 2 that I find to be the most powerful to get me out of that mindset really quickly. The first one is to think about other people. I know that it's not always going to be the first thought that comes to your mind, but whenever I slip into a place, and this is business related or even personal, my personal life, right? Whenever I slip into a place of feeling, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Oh my gosh, it's too hard. Oh my gosh, why do I try? I think about other people. When I take the focus off of myself and I remember why I'm doing what I'm doing, the reason and the passion behind the work that I do, that's what helps me shift out of this kind of woe is me state and get back into a positive mind frame. What I'll do sometimes is create like a freebie for someone or offer a free session, whether it to be an individual or to a group. And that act of giving takes that focus off of me, and I get out of that place of, oh, my life sucks, or oh, my business isn't going the way I want, or oh my gosh, the tech gremlins got to me again. All last week, the tech gremlins were after me, right? So that's one way to shift out of that mindset, is to focus on other people and see what it is that you can do to provide support. Same thing with your personal life. If there are things that are not going right in your personal life, for whatever reason, you know how our businesses and our personal lives are intertwined, right? So if things are not going right in your personal life for whatever reason, think about how you can serve, how you can give to other people. And it can be something small, right? Remember that movie, Pay It Forward? It doesn't have to be anything big or major, but it can be something small. When you start shifting out of, putting the attention on you and putting it on other people, you will get yourself back into a positive mindset really fast. The second thing that I do, or a second suggestion that I want to make for you is think about, pay it forward. Exactly, Charlotte. Think about who you are becoming, the woman or the man, whoever's on the scope today, that person that you're growing into. Think about the dreams that person has already achieved. So let's say it's a monetary goal. Let's say you want to have a 7-figure business. Think about who you need to be in order to be running a 7-figure business, right? And approach everything that you do in your business from that person's frame of reference, from that person's perspective, from how they would be, how they would show up. And I will tell you, it surprises me how quickly it gets me out of the mindset of, well, this is hard right now, right? Because when you look at everything in totality from the perspective of your higher or your expanded self, whatever term you want to use, you can see the bigger picture. You can see the full vision that you can't see right now, that you in your current state can't always see. And when we can't always see in our current state, we tend to get stuck. We tend to think, oh my gosh, it's not moving forward. It's not happening fast enough. It's not, it's not working. But the higher version of yourself has a different perspective. They can see how every experience you have, good, bad, and fugly, is actually a stepping stone to get you to where you're going. So when you're in a place where your mind is stuck on, it's not working, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, it's not happening fast enough, go to that expanded version of yourself. It's almost like looking into your future and remembering who you are meant to be, right? Exactly. Remembering who you're meant to be, and bring that person, bring their essence, bring their perspective into the present time, and you will see yourself shift and regain your confidence and be like, oh, I can handle this, right? So those are the 2 tips that I wanted to share. I'm going to give you a third tip, because this works like that, right? You don't have to go out and find somebody to help. You don't have to get yourself in this mental state to call in your higher or expanded version of yourself. A third tip is to get into movement. I have never seen anything shift my energy as quickly as moving. So that could be taking a little dance break, which I love to do. That could be going for a brisk walk. Anything that gets your body moving will take your mind off of whatever it is that's going on right now. That's walking, right? That is kind of weighing you down energetically, weighing you down emotionally. So that's a third tip that I'd love to suggest to you. There's more that I can share with you as well. But those 3, I think, will really help you reframe what you're experiencing. I think they'll help you start to see every experience that you're having right now as part of your journey on your path to achieving whatever goals you set out for yourself in your business. Okay? So when it's not working, instead of sitting and dwelling in that, listen, acknowledge the fact that things aren't going the way that you want them to go, right? Acknowledge that. I would never tell you to deny how you feel, or to not see the truth that you can see with your eyes right now. What I suggest to you is that you don't stay there. What I suggest to you are the three, thank you, are the three, tips that I gave you today. One is to focus on other people. The second one is to think about your expanded version of yourself, and how that person would be in this moment, right? Think about the dreams that person has already accomplished, and remember the bigger picture, that version of you has the ability to see that you can't see from your limited view. And then also get into some kind of movement, walk, dance, whatever you need to do to kind of loosen up that energy. Because when we are physical, when we release the energy out of our bodies, it's so quick that we can shift our thought process, right? We can shift our perspective. We can find creative ways to reframe experiences and start to actually see them as opportunities, actually see them as learning lessons, all right? So I hope you found some value in today's tip, because I do want you to stay, on your game. I want you to stay focused. I want you to stay the course, because I want you to achieve whatever goals you've set out to achieve for yourself. Cool? Good. I'm glad it's helped you, Charlotte. Thanks, guys, for being here. If you want to hang out with me some more, come join me in my Facebook group at DesireeStafford.com/woman up. Until we speak again, I hope you're up to big, bold things in your life and in your business. Take care.